Perfecto.
Wonderful.
Hello, 1, 2, 3.
Hello, 1, 2, 4. I mean 4, 5, 6.
Hello.
Hello.
Can I douche out with the shades? Is that no, I'm kidding.
Go for it.
Hey, I've done it before, so that's fine.
Well,
After Oscar beat her ass.
No. No.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
I'm
you.
gonna fucking count us in.
Yes. 3, 2, 1.
Boom. What's up, cunts? Another episode of Necro Electric.
I don't like that word.
I thought you were going to say motherfuckers. I was ready to be like, but it didn't. You didn't say it, so never mind.
Womp, womp,
Womp. Womp.
All right, our show, the last few episodes have been plagued with camera fucking problems.
Oy.
So I
Not today.
hopefully
today,
have
Satan.
fixed all that shit. We have a new power system, plus we have a backup fucking camera with a new view.
Hello.
So,
Just in case.
so don't, if you're
in
thinking
case.
about sending me fucking messages, don't.
What?
The interruptions look cool though because it's all professional. Like a screen comes
Yeah.
up, like whatever it says. It's
Do-do-do.
But yeah, but it sucks when I'm editing and then I'm like, fuck.
Or when you find out later on that the camera turned off and we didn't even notice.
Yeah.
That's always the worst.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
what happened with the last episode was either Mike or Kylie or somebody skimmed the time lapse.
I'm going to go ahead and put this on mic.
Oh. Yeah, let's play Mike.
It wasn't me.
Mike did touch the camera.
Mike.
Oh.
His finger might have hit the time lapse because the rest of it was all fucking. It looked like a fucking Queen video and
Yeah.
shit.
Yes.
All right,
Love
let's
it.
get this shit started. I'm your host, Sean D. Skellington. This is my banging ass broad, Kylie, and the sorceress of the sound mixer, Jordan Fernandez.
Hello.
Today we got a
Hello.
special guest. He is Tea Aguilar.
Hello. Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
I always suck at pronouncing people's names, and I almost
Say
hoped.
that right? He said that
I was
right,
like,
right?
That was it.
Is it Aguilera or Aguilar? And I was like, I hope it's Aguilera because then I could be like,
I know.
dude, I had a crush on your sister or your cousin.
She is my cousin. We just have different
Did you
last
have a
names.
crush on Christina Aguilera?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, when I was like 17. Was
Really?
it Dirty? Remember Dirty?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
okay.
if I was going to pick any like album of Christina Aguilera, that would be it.
I mean, I put
Yeah.
that shit on mute with Slayer in the background, but I
I
watched that video fucking 50 times.
The Genie in a Bottle era is just
Oh, yeah.
bordering on pedophilic because she's
Yeah.
like very young, but like after that it was okay. So
like I'm cool when she grew.
yeah.
All right, before we get too deep, hit that subscribe button, headbutt it, kick it, do whatever you got to do. Let's rack up those numbers.
Rack.
And since this is your first time on the show, this is Who the Hell Are You? All right, which one would you want to be? A vampire? Oh, actually, I want everybody to. I was gonna have you guys write it down, but I fucked up.
Oh.
Try to think about what he's gonna say, and we'll fucking.
Oh, okay. I've got it. I've got
All
it.
right.
I've
All
got
right.
So out of the ones you say, I mean,
Yeah.
which one-
So
okay.
vampire, werewolf,
Okay.
pirate, warlock, troll,
No.
goblin. Gremlin. We had like so many versions of troll.
Yeah.
Or monster hunter.
I know. I think I know which one.
Do y'all guess first? Do I? Well, do y'all?
It's hard because I should have grabbed a fucking pen. My bad.
Okay.
Should we say it and he says yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. I say a warlock.
That's what I was going to say.
Really? I was thinking this. I knew that question was coming, so I was like a warpire. I don't know. No, I think I grew up a vampire. Like I'm definitely a vampire
Yeah.
in the world, but like
I would have said werewolf.
really,
I would have picked.
I'm
I would have
like,
thought you would have said werewolf.
Nah, it's vampire for sure. But I was thinking warlock, vampire, maybe.
Yeah.
Nice.
Maybe my
Hey,
mom
yeah.
was like, what's the
Vampire
female warlock? What is
A witch.
A witch,
witch?
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
A witch. She's a witch.
But no, vampire it is, no doubt, no doubt.
All right.
Okay.
Question to you: what kind of porn do you watch?
Church porn.
Church
porn.
Yeah.
What is that?
What?
I
Are you
never
kidding
looked
me?
up
What
that
is
category.
church porn?
Is that like some fucking like priest?
People in a church?
It's at church. It's in the pews. It's in the pews while there's a cat preaching.
Ooh, sneaky church porn.
During his preaching?
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
Speaking of dirty,
I'm totally fucking around. I really am. I'm totally-
I was about to say, like, we've talked about nun porn, and I'm sure that there's like preacher
Yeah.
porn or whatever, but
I didn't
I
know,
was
like,
like
church
in
porn was a
church.
thing.
I just had to. I'm
Dick
sorry.
catches fire.
That's funny.
the fucking thing.
No, I did think about this a little bit, but I was thinking like I think I only watch intros because I have a partner that we don't watch porn together. We probably watch separate. I don't know. So I just watch intros out of like guilt, and then I just like as soon as it starts getting
Just to get it
as soon as it starts
started.
getting nasty, I'm like. And I leave the restroom. And all that shit. Yeah, you know how it goes.
Damn.
Okay.
One for the books.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that was a thing.
All right. Third one. You're on your deathbed. What's your biggest regret?
Oh man,
Your biggest regret.
biggest regret. Let's see.
Hey, I barely know you, but what's your biggest regret?
I know. There's video. Let me peel some layers back.
I like to skip the hi, how are you?
Wasn't I think being short is my biggest regret.
But I don't think that's anything you can control.
I just thought that'd be funny too. Oh man,
How
biggest
tall
regret.
are you?
I don't know. I think I'm like 5'3", 5'3".
Oh, really?
I think my ID says 5'4", but I think I'm 5'2".
You're the same height as my husband.
I doubt it.
No,
Is
it's
he
true.
short?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He's short
His art
and
looks like
little.
he's tall. I don't know why.
He's real. No, he's short and he's like real skinny. So
Oh,
yeah, like it.
Shout
You're
out.
like, so he's fun.
He's great. Got that
I throw
Ethiopian.
him around the bedroom.
Got that starving Ethiopian kid look. I can't live without it.
Puts him up against the wall.
His feet just swinging.
He'd like that too much. Don't put that in his head.
All right. So if you guys don't know, T is a musician and an artist.
Yeah.
Oh,
You want to talk about music or art first?
Man, that's so up to y'all. I'm down with whatever.
Let's dive into music.
right.
So when did you start?
Ooh, that's another hard one. Little by little, like in my whole life, I think I've played music, but probably I was in my first band playing bars at like 14 around here regionally. Pops
Is
used
that
to go
legal?
with me. It was, Pops used to be with me, kind of thing. Well, most of the time,
Do it.
I was
They'll
with.
let you go in and play, but then
Yeah.
you got to go right back out when you're
okay.
done.
Like
Typically,
I was in bands with like cats that were of age, and so like my dad like signed a little piece of paper and was like, just in case there was some shit and that would be cool. But no one, I had a fucking full on. I had more facial hair than I do now when I was 14. For real though, I've always had like some shit going on. My hair was super long, so I just no one fucked with me. I looked like I was about 22.
I think
at
if I
14.
were a bar owner, I would have some problems with there just being a note being like, my kid can play in this bar, signed dad. I'd be like, this is sketch. Like, you can't be in here. I'm sorry.
It's kind of sketch, but I mean, we rocked though, so it was all right. We made for a good night.
So do you?
And Dad was sometimes he'd go, so once they got there's not very many venues around, so once they got used to what the deal was, it
yeah.
was like it was like whatever.
Oh, okay.
So that's
Yeah,
them.
that
They're
makes
playing
sense.
Tonight.
Do you
Couldn't
sing or
drink or anything, but
do you sing or play an instrument?
I sing and play guitar.
Oh, okay.
I do a few things, man. I play a synthesizer and beat machine and make noises with my mouth. I loop a lot of. I got a loop pedal type thing set up.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'll like beatbox or beat on the guitar and create a beat, and then like play my music to it, and then jump over to the synth, and I kind of mix it to do a one man
Yeah.
band thing, and then I have
That's tight.
I have a electric version of what I do too, called Tea Aguilar and the Red Salt, and that's just like amped up. I take the music that I do acoustically with loops and shit, and then just fucking electrify it with a drummer and a bass player. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
just drum and guitar, electric guitar, and I have my lady Satina Gutierrez. She plays auxiliary percussion and bells and shit. So we try to mix it up. Sometimes I do I'll do loop stuff with voice and instruments and paint simultaneously, and bounce back and forth and
Wow.
kinda continue that throughout the night, and then I'll jump into playing some songs, and then I'll stop and
Do you also juggle at the same time?
I wish I've tried to juggle, man. That would be, I cannot do it. My brain doesn't work that way, but it kind of looks simple. I've YouTubed it, and it's like, man, that looks so fucking simple,
it's
and it's
not.
just not.
It's just that third. It's like when you throw that third one in there,
Yeah.
you're just like, oh no,
It's
I
like,
can't. No.
Your foot starts stomping. You're like, why?
Well, that is super cool. So are you, I mean, obviously with COVID and everything, have you been able to do any, obviously no shows, but are you doing stuff like online or virtual
Well,
shows
did
or
a few
anything?
online things. I don't know what it was about that. Just kind of felt I don't know. want to keep doing that, but I want it just to get better in terms of like, the sound, and I just haven't got the sound where I want it yet. But so I've done a few live things, but gigs are kind of starting to come in. Like we played last month at the High Top at the Hippodrome. It's like a little rooftop thing.
Yeah, okay.
I also have one there on the 23rd, Friday the 23rd of this month up there. So I might have Chris Spicer with me doing an opening set. So last time I had John Garner, which he goes by Timmy, infamous Timmy, Tattoo Timmy. So I'll usually have somebody to come and open up, or I'll play all night. But if I play all night, I have to throw in covers, and that's not my favorite thing to do. So but when I bring somebody, I can do like just a set of like my shit, So
Nice.
I try to go for that.
Yeah, we want to get you at the market soon. We were gonna go for it, but like the way this place is designed, it's just a fucking sea of windows.
Yeah.
And I know your music's not as intense as some stuff, but like in 2 occasions I've cracked windows with my band.
Whoa.
So yeah, and like so we've been like trying to figure it out.
Right.
Plus the residential area right behind us.
Yeah. Yeah, the
That
first
last thing was going to have loaded sound, I guess, running it. So you definitely would have busted some windows.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, it's
Totally.
typically the percussion, because the first time I ever cracked windows was in a house in Stead, Nevada. We were just rehearsing. This girl was like, "You could play at my house," and we're like, it was a nice house and everything, and we're like, "Sure." We set up in the living room. It's just hardcore.
In the living room, not
Yeah.
even outside.
No, it was in the living room, in their family room, and
In the window.
we just did our shit. Shout out to Nick and Kyle and everybody, and then
You can play at my house.
that's pretty much what it was. And then we started loading our shit. She's like, "You guys just have to be out before my dad gets back, right?" And we're like, "Cool." And then we start loading, and then Kyle was like, "Yo, look at the fucking windows. Would they like that when we came in?" And they were just spidered. All of them were spidered.
Did she notice?
No, she didn't. And then we were
you just
like
left?
18, 17. And we were all living in one apartment. We were broke. We barely had money for Jack in a Box, and like we're like, fuck. And then we got in the truck and took off, and then she called him and was like, "My dad fucking flipped the fuck out. Like every window in the front of the house is
What?
fucked." Yeah, and then,
Did she tell him how it happened, or did she even know?
she never talked to us again.
Hey, I wouldn't either. I'd be like,
And
it wasn't even worth it.
And I forgot all about it. And then we played another show in a similar complex at a tattoo shop. The tattoo shop was like set up, and they actually faced us to their fucking front of their business. Yeah, and like it was that was unconventional thought process, I think, that did that one. And then, we started playing, and then their front door went. And I was like, oh
man.
shit. And they came running
crazy.
out. Oh my god, stop.
Man, I've been in some metal bands, and I've never broke glass. Haven't yet.
Yeah, we were always into miking that double kick. Fucking,
Oh, man.
hitting that low end. So, yeah.
You play music. I mean,
Destruction.
you're in, what is it? What is the
Last name on the coffin.
What, you vocal and guitar, or you just vocal? What do you do?
Well, right now I have to play guitar because Greg is still in California. but yeah,
Get your ass out here, Greg.
normally I just sing.
Word.
I'm like a crazy frontman. Like I broke my leg diving off of shit, and
Nice.
I go all out. But yeah, he was
so
supposed to.
wild.
He was supposed to. He was supposed to move out here, but then fucking COVID and fires and all that shit. So
Yeah.
nobody wants to buy his house now. So now I have to play guitar.
Just tell him to burn it down.
Yeah.
He'll get insurance money, right?
Yeah.
He's got insurance. Just burn it down.
There you go.
What's been some of your crazy experiences playing shows?
Oh Lord.
I know if you're playing the bar scene, you've seen some shit.
It's just, oh man, I guess. I mean, there's probably shit, but nothing's coming straight to mind except for just fucking crazy restrooms, foul ass restrooms, and taking account of, you know what I mean? Just, I don't know if you've ever been. You've played at gigs, so you know what I mean. Just like, so I don't know. But
Oh, yeah, they're toxic, dude.
Crazy happenings.
We used to take showers and shit in those.
Oh Lord,
Oh.
piss showers.
You just
No,
turn
not
on the
you.
sink and fucking give yourself a bath.
Oh God!
Fingernail
Bird
scrub in the
bath.
armpits.
You couldn't like bring wet wipes with you?
No, are you kidding me?
God!
You would go to you would drive like 100 miles to go play a show, and they would give you like $70.
Oh yeah.
Use
Even
5
now.
of that to
And
get
then
wet
No,
wipes.
because then there's like there's 5 people in the band and 2 people that are with you, and we all have to fucking eat, and we all have to drink booze.
Yeah. Oh,
Then steal the wet wipes. I don't know.
So you just go in, fucking fuck up the bathroom. You don't care. Nobody cares.
I don't think I've ever had a crazy nightmare like situation or anything just crazy out of the blue. Like I mean crazy just out of hand. I don't know why.
No drunks like yelling at you or anything.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I guess that's kind of like
crackheads in the crowd.
Oh, that's just normal.
Yeah. That because I'm pretty much like out of my element no matter where I go. So it's always like some weird kind of like vibe anyway till the end. And it's like, oh, that was me or whatever happens. But like, yeah, so I guess just every gig without any gig being just standout crazy. But every gig is like this weird, like just out of place. You know what I mean? Like I grew up playing metal and then into my adult years played a lot of metal and had nothing but like metal connects. So when I started doing more melodic shit, I literally was starting to book at these places just out of habit. And like put this like weird shit in front of. I mean, before I was doing what I'm doing now, I had a band called Sport 333, and that was that was it's kind of like art metal, art rock, kind of whatever it was. So I was taking that to like metal clubs and stuff, and it was just like. So just the uncomfortable oddness of like going into something new musically, artistically, and taking it to like, you know, people that are not expecting it and may not even be into it. But, I think if you show conviction, you go do your thing, then sometimes that ends up bleeding through by the end of the night if you
win them over
in good company. Yeah. But it's
all metal shows will start off like this.
Yeah, no doubt.
Looking at you like this.
Yeah. Then some, it's like, man, that's pussy real quick, but it's like, I always write stuff into the music that has that, just to let you know that it's there somewhere. You know what I mean? That it's, I don't want to like cross genre everything, but even through like lyric or vibe and tempo and just darkness or light, whatever it is, trying to like, I don't know, obtain that universal feel that it can, because I've always been, even when I was just like all about metal, like I was jamming like Radiohead and other stuff that was like, that was just more melodic and just kind of just took my ears away from all that. And it just, I think that really opens up, just being open to music really, definitely. It takes a listener to a place where I think they are able to broaden their, many things aside from just their opinion on music. But as an artist, you can, it's kind of that place where you spread your wings, I think, And
I think
this guy listens to all metal and WAP. And that's it.
I listened to a metal version of WAP.
WAP, okay, and WAP. It's like not rap, but just the song.
The song WAP.
Well, I think like especially
Weekend Ass People. Is that what that song?
Yeah, totally. Witches and Potions.
Yeah, Witches and Potions. Yes.
I mean, nowadays metal and hardcore and stuff, it's getting pretty like redundant. So I think it's time for people to start experimenting and trying to find some stuff, win it back from hip hop a little bit.
Right.
Since you do kind of like an artsy show, do you ever get people to try to like drunk people to try to get up there and try to like while you're painting, they jump up and start fucking.
Fuck yeah. Yes. I mean, if they're like complete strangers, it's like kind of like they get the gist and they get up there, but just do the thing. But most of the time it's my friends and they're invited up. So okay. So it's I have friends that rap. Speaking of rap, and I do like freestyle beats while I'm painting. So somebody will get up like Shelby Rhodes. I don't know if you know any of those cats from Focus One Studios, but they'll I've had him pop up a couple times and just freestyle, and
that's
it's
cool.
just I try to I don't try to, it's just naturally like a kind of universal that way, and I try to.
It's interesting. I can't remember the guy's name, but you might know him. He's gone viral a few times with his like he does the keyboard thing.
Oh yeah. It's not Mark Ruffalo, but it sounds like that. It's Mark Rabello or something. Yeah, he's pretty badass.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to watch that kind of stuff. It locks you in there. Have you guys seen that stuff?
No.
It's pretty neat. Neat. He's blown up.
Interesting.
He's blown up.
We'll have to go to his next show.
Yeah, I'm down.
The 24th, right?
Yes. No, 23rd, I believe.
23rd.
Friday the 23rd, I believe. Yeah.
When does this air? Let's see. See if we give him a plug.
It'll be the 21st.
This airs before it.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
all right, so go see the show. Where's it at?
It's what is it? The Hippodrome, the high top at the Hippodrome.
Nice.
From 7 to 9, so it's kind of early.
Downtown.
So if you got shit to do,
Kind of early. I'm usually in bed by 8.
No.
We have a 3-year-old.
Right on.
That's
man.
late.
Bane, right? Is that what y'all named him? That's awesome.
Bane Draco Skellington.
Yeah, man. Yes.
Yeah.
He lives up to his name 1,000%.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is he a dark lord?
He's just he's
a
like a
Taurus.
tiny tornado.
Yeah,
Love it.
100%.
Yep.
So weird.
Yep.
Hey man, I wanted to give you guys kudos, man. I've been following you cats. That's I've been going steady with it, and it's fucking awesome. Like I know
thank
y'all-
you.
the family and all that, and that stuff can be like take all your time, and you guys make y'all respect y'all's art here and make sure that
Yeah.
y'all get it done and keep it going, and that's just inspiring to a lot of people in town, man. And you guys are starting to shine, and it's just like it's infective. What is the word I'm looking for?
Infectious.
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 Yes,
Aw,
infectious.
thank you.
Not
It
infective.
is.
It's infecting us.
It is. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And
I
the
mean, we
store is
just we
beautiful.
feel blessed that there's so many creative people because
Yeah.
we always talk about how like we used to do the same kind of shit back home in California.
Yeah, we were the same way in California.
And we'd create things, we'd do things. Nobody really gave a
Nobody
shit. You know what I
cared.
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and then we came here, and then it was like everybody embraces and they want to jump on and do stuff. And,
Yeah, man.
You know, so
Yeah.
for us, it's a blast. You know,
Yeah.
we have fun.
We love
You're getting
love
it
it.
too. It's awesome. Hey, what about the movie? Have you guys gotten into any of that? I don't want to turn around. And start
I put it
interviewing
on
you guys.
hold for a little bit. We're gonna jump back into it here pretty soon. The COVID thing had everybody,
Yeah.
backing out all the time, and then once it started to die down, and I was trying to get it back up and going, and then there was just so much going on. She was getting married, and
Yeah.
and we had all kinds of shit going on. So now that things are calming down, once we get past the vampire ball, then we're gonna
Yeah.
jump back into it.
Nice.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that too because I had no idea. I mean, I'm involved and I didn't know. I was like, "What's going on? What's
We
going
shot
on?"
a bunch of it so far, but
Yeah.
It's still happening. It's just on hold for a minute.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hot
That's gonna
minute.
be.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
fun.
That'll be a whole.
Yeah, it's just hard
level
to-
for you guys.
like in these times to get a large group of people to commit
Yeah.
to things.
Right.
Yeah.
No doubt, no
Yeah.
doubt.
And do it safely and,
Are
pull
you
it off.
shooting it and editing it yourself? Everything? You
Yeah.
do the whole nine. All right.
I'm a control freak, so I do everything.
Yeah, he does all the video, all the editing.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
And I have my
nice.
muse here, so she
No, I just lay there next to you and watch you work.
not always next to me. Sometimes on top.
Oh, okay.
While you're working, I feel like that's distracting.
Not at all.
I feel like that's like a backhanded compliment.
A little bit.
I can't distract you while you're working.
I know.
So what about your art?
The art. It's kind of like colorful, abstract. It's like folky. I can't explain that either. It's a mix of kind of like colorful characters, with drab backgrounds, and just sometimes it's kind of dark and skin tone. I mean, it's
Do you do it based on like the music that's playing, or do you
when
just
I
have
do
an
the
idea?
improv painting, it's
yeah.
just out of the air, like the music
Okay.
and the vibe and with the crowd. That kind of like,
Yeah.
I'll just make a mark and get moving on it and just kind of totally improv that.
That's cool.
See where it takes
Pieces that I actually like work on at home, I kind of approach them the same way, but without the music. I like to just get started. If I have an idea, I'll kind of try to cultivate something with it.
Yeah.
But most of the time, it's just like get started, and I like things to make themselves with that moment, kind of represent that time and that moment. So that's kind of what I've been into lately. Well, not lately. I think my entire life, just like doing things that represent where you were at that time, kind of like a tattoo.
Yes.
It's like something you can reference. Like I don't have an awesome studio, but I put out records, you know what I mean? Like you can catch all that on iTunes and Amazon and all that stuff too. So at teaaguilar.com, you can catch the records there. But like, they ain't like the $1 million production, but I just make them because they just have to get done, and just like a shitty tattoo or whatever. Like when, at times when you had to get that lower budget tattoo, but you can get better tattoos now. I'm hoping for a day where there is better studio shit and all that. But right now I'm kind of constantly just like knocking shit out myself, just like, and wishing for the quality to be even better. But speaking on the whole, like just marking the moment, marking the time, you know what I mean? These songs, I don't want to hold on to them till I have a dope studio or have the money for a dope studio, because then I won't want to fuck with them no more. So it's like just always knocking shit out, like, and then get a collection going throughout the year and mix them out, put them in place, and like, I think that might be a record right there, and kind of approach it that way and let it make itself.
I think that's the best way is like, because we don't ever make anything for like consumption, you know what I mean? Like we do, but we don't.
Right.
Like I would still make this podcast if 2 people were watching it. You,
You
know what I
feel
mean?
that
Like I don't
too.
give a
That's
fuck.
dope.
You know what I mean?
That's dope. I
and like
that.
the paintings and stuff that I do, it's like I just do that shit anyways. But now
Yeah.
people just started.
You didn't even want to sell your art at
Yeah.
first. I was like, this is good. Like, people want it. Like,
Yeah.
you should sell
Perfect for
this.
the
And he was
store,
like,
too,
nah. And I was like, no, you need to post this. Like,
So you started when I kind of started. You started recently. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I used to be a tattoo artist, and I used to be
word.
heavy into art, like back in the
Gotcha.
day. But,
Okay.
But once I shut down my tattoo shop, I went like 6 years. I didn't do anything.
yeah, it's been at least 5 years.
Yeah. And it was a totally
right
different
before we
style
got married,
of
so
art.
like 5 years.
And then when the quarantine hit, I just was painting monsters for fun because like Facebook was so fucking toxic.
Yeah,
I
man.
was like, my kid would take a nap, and I'm like, I'd spend weeks, just doing nothing, basically, just scrolling through this bullshit.
Word.
And I'm like, I gotta fucking cut this out. So then I just
Yeah.
started. All I paint is stuff that I like.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
mostly monsters,
characters and stuff. That's
Yeah,
good,
just
though. I'll check it
stupid
out.
shit, But then,
Yeah.
but when you do something, because you love it, just because you love doing it,
Yeah.
people get into
They
it.
feel it, yeah.
Well, you
man.
find out that
Yeah.
other people really love it too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because people deep down inside love monsters just as much as you do.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
having the ability to go somewhere and buy that, without having to go somewhere that's mass produced or having to go to the mall or whatever. Just I that's the part that I like about it, is that it's it's original and it's something that most people can identify with, and that they're able to I don't know, show it outwardly now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it might be super early to say this, but December 6th, they're doing an art show at Embrace the Chaos, and they asked Sean to put some art in there.
Yee.
Yeah.
Yee.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. Well, and the cool thing is when we started the store, now we're able to put out other artists, 'Cause
Yeah, man.
that's the cool thing about the podcast is we started making friends, and then we started seeing all these talented people just like chilling.
There is so much talent in Waco. It's
Crazy, man.
ridiculous.
It's crazy,
And then
right?
the art and the music too, like it works the same way.
Yeah.
It's like once we started like selling art and promoting artists, then when all these great ass artists came out from the Under the Rocks, even like Oscar Fernandez, her fiance,
Yeah, man. I was checking shit out there.
Husband.
Dope.
husband.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
know. I
shit.
almost said
Oh,
that
shit.
earlier too.
Husband.
If you guys
Husband.
haven't seen his page, he did like 12 days of titties.
He's still doing
Yeah.
it. He's still doing it. He's
Yeah, the whole October.
today is the 14th day of titties.
Yeah.
So
On the 14th day of titties.
He did
Your
ones with some
husband gets
mushroom
titties.
nipples. The other
that
day.
would freak me the fuck out. I was like, I can't even
I
look
love
at
it.
it.
I
I can't
love
even
it.
look at it.
We got time for an ad real quick?
Yeah. This episode is brought to you by Dark and Jury Clothing. Dark and Jury is an edgy fashion and lifestyle brand that embraces great design and unsurpassed quality. Dark and Jury has quickly gained a following amongst fans of the occult, horror, punk rock, heavy metal, and all-around free thinkers and retailers worldwide without shoving a preachy, trendy, or political message down your throat. So buy the best, fuck the rest, darkandjuryclothing.com. Did you just create a Facebook page? Or have you had it?
No, I just haven't
Got it.
updated it in a long time.
Oh, okay, because
Yeah.
you like invited me to like it, and I was like, "Is he just now making a Facebook page? Like, this is okay."
No,
cool.
I had like a love-hate with that page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I built it up like hell for years, and then I tore it all down.
I feel
Sounds
like
like
it's
my life.
unfortunately one of those necessary evils that you have to do in order to advertise or to get the word out, because even if you put it on Instagram or whatever, you're more likely going to get more traction or more traffic on Facebook.
Yeah. Well, my clothing line was just a weird thing. It's like I did it for years and years, and like I got like a group of people that really liked it, and that was it.
Yeah.
And then
Cult
and
followings
then
are
I kind of
fun.
like put my time and energy into other things, and then we had the store, and then I like put a couple of my things in the store, and then now people are buying the fucking
Yeah.
things, and they're asking
Yes.
for more stuff. So it's like
That's what it's
like, all right, fire it back up.
Yes.
Get it
I think the
going.
Ouija boards are gonna like. I think that shit
Oh, you like
might
those?
like
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
like that to just hit like a viral lick or something, and just be like people start ordering them from all over the world. Stuff,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You don't
Yeah.
see those at all, like that vibe. So that'd be fucking live.
Yeah.
You
I
just
told
never know
him-
when there's a lick around the corner. You
Yeah.
know?
He needs to make a tarot card deck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah.
The only problem is like I'm a self-hating artist too. Is like
Yeah.
like I've thrown away so many. There's like I mean anything like my Frankenstein Ouija board. I almost threw that away.
Why?
I just don't. I don't
The
That's what
actual
happens.
art, or
yeah, the whole thing. Like
He
when
just needs to, like,
I
step
painted
away from it
and then
for
I'm
a
like,
while.
oh, it looks like
Yeah.
shit, and then
No.
like I don't know.
That's what happens when you're a control freak.
So then,
yeah,
so then I post it and I put them in the garage. I don't look at them.
Yeah.
dude, I do the same shit. Like for we're bringing art to the market, you guys next market, and
Skellington Market, shout out.
So I do the whole like start fucking 15 to 20 of them and tuck them away because I'm like, what the you know, and then when time comes up and it's like a show coming up or a thing, then I'll just get like fucking nasty on them and put them all out and just like get retarded and do like 2 or 3 days of that, and then I'm like, okay, all right, some of these are all right, and I'll just take all of them or whatever, you know. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, and same with Satina, because she's a dope artist as well. Or I'm not dope, she's dope, but like she's an artist as well. I was gonna say she's a dope artist as well, and that'd be shit like me. Like, she's an artist as well, and she's dope. But yeah, she's doing the same thing. You know, she has the shit. We've just been doing it, man, and it's like now it's really fun. For the last 4 days, preparing for the market is like we've just been like dipping into it and going berserk, just eating shrooms and doing the thing.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I think my problem is like I'll compare too much, you know, because like you know I'm friends with like Scuba Belly, Armando Ramirez, Danny Flores.
Can't stand those jerks.
Yeah, no, I love
assholes.
Talented assholes.
Well, like I'll be like, oh, this looks pretty cool, and then Scoob will be like, oh, check out my 20-foot mural.
I did it in 9 minutes. Like,
I'm like, fucking asshole.
Over here, like,
Get out of here.
I
know.
Yeah, he's too good to be around. I think, like, I don't know, I'm scared to be around his energy. Just like I'm not worthy type shit. Like,
I love.
He's
Scoob, though.
fun. He is a lot of fun. I watched. I guess his birthday episode was it?
Oh,
Dude, he's out of hand. I love it. But yeah, man, that is the level of art. I would love to be able to like take a, you know, just a realistic, you know, image and just portray it the way he does and as quick as he does. I mean, that's just like not my forte, not the world I'm in. I'd love to do that.
But that's the thing that like everybody tells you that you got to get over. It's like nobody could do what Tea Aguilar does. You know what I mean? Or I said Aguilera, didn't I?
Do it. Go ahead. You
ain't
the only one. I promise you.
We've got Christina on the brain.
But you know what I mean? It's like nobody can do what you do.
Word.
Nobody can do what Scoob does. You know what I mean? And that's really what every artist has to get over, I guess.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Or just comparing because it's never. I mean, I'm sure Scoob's like. I mean, I don't know. Hell, he might be like, "Oh, that's fucking amazing." I don't know, but I mean, it seems like every artist is like, "Man, it's I don't know." You know, it's like whatever. There's always a quirk in there that like it's either not complete or you know, not kind of. I'm speaking for myself really, but like I'm never happy with it either. Like I'm just, and it's always incomplete in my opinion. I have to like create an art show or something to where it's like that's a deadline, and when that comes, these fuckers are done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have to do that because it just doesn't finish any of it.
Well, Oscar created a whole D&D game a couple of years ago, and it's set like in space, and it's beautiful. I mean, he had it published, and like he's got the books and the pictures. Like he did everything, and he still will go through and be like, "I need to redraw that. I need to redo that. I'm going to redraw all of this shit." And I'm like, "This took you 2 years to do." Like,
and it looks dope, probably.
Yeah, it looks amazing. Like I can't even I could barely draw a symmetrical stick figure. Okay, I like the fact that he could just come up with this stuff. Like what I was saying earlier about he can just sit there and just for 5 seconds and then he'll just draw something. Just
some mushroom nipples.
Yeah, mushroom nipples. And I'm just like, how do you? I can't even fathom. It's just you know, my brain doesn't work that way. So, but I can understand the whole being a perfectionist about it.
And we also have a silent sleeper artist among us because she doesn't really bust out that much, but she went to Academy of Art.
No, Art
Institute. I always fuck them up. but she does a lot of like geometric art.
Like mandala type stuff.
Well, like she'll do like a wolf skull, and then she'll put this really like crazy intricate like patterns behind
I haven't
it.
done anything like that in a really long time though.
And she created a board game herself back in the day.
You did?
Well, it was part of our class. One of our classes, we had to make a board game.
Yeah, she never talks about this shit, but
I know.
she does.
Well,
I had one class left to graduate, and I didn't do it.
Take what you learned and flip it inside out and get it.
Look, I'm looking for the perfect octopus tattoo sketch. So maybe an octopus with some geometric shapes behind it. That sounds amazing. That sounds great.
Homework.
We could do something.
An octopus with an octagon.
An octagonopus.
An octagonopus. Yeah.
Put UFC above it or something.
Oh my god!
I don't want people I don't want to give people the wrong idea about who I am.
Too many mashups.
Where are you from? Waco?
I am, man. I am born and raised North Waco,
So
North
many.
Side. North Side. Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, it's been here my whole life. Well, I went to California for just a few months and dabbled in that whole dream. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
how'd that work out?
That's kind of like another ongoing thing too. Remember Corey Zimmerman? He plays bass with me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
he did
Z0 and whatnot. Oh, he plays bass with you guys now.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, word.
Yeah, just recently.
That's cool.
And then, but yeah, he did the same thing. He went to California for a while.
Yeah.
Where about in California? Like LA?
LA, yeah. Well, I lived in Van Nuys, and then a couple of months was in LA,
Yeah.
and kind of like bounced back and forth constantly. But right down the road. But that was the whole thing. Had fun. Just too expensive, man. Too
Oh my
expensive,
God.
and
It's crazy.
everybody's dreaming extra hard with
Yeah.
that shit, and it's like you can't really try to be genuine and do like a real thing, or however you want to look at it, and be part of that machine is at the same time. It's either you're in that machine and you're going for it. You can act like you're not really trying to like hit it hard and become but it just, you're there doing that, and you spent all your money to get there and you're broke as fuck. And it just didn't seem, to me, it just didn't, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It just didn't seem like something I could afford for any longer.
Yeah.
But it was fun, and it's a beautiful place, man. And I visited. I've gone back and done some gigs and shit. And I have some buddies that moved from Waco that way too, and have done really, really well. And different, like Brian Wright, a friend of mine, he was from Waco. He was in a band called Oho with me, which was the last like actual metal band I was in here in town. That he played guitar. He went on and like got signed to frickin' is it Sugar Hill Records? Like he ended up doing like some crazy alt country stuff, and I think that's like Dolly Parton, Chris Christopherson. Some of those names are on that label. And my best friend Deacon Mark, when he moved out there, and he just got him last year. He got him like a Latin Grammy, and so it's like I should have stayed. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah. So there's some Waco cats that couldn't hack it here because there wasn't as much vibe going on here at the time, and their opportunities were slim. So they bounced, and I tried. I had a kid. None of them had kids. I had a child. As a child, I had a.
As a child, you had a child?
Yeah, man. I was like 16 and a half, I think, something like that. And I had a kid.
Shit.
So, yeah, I had a kid as a kid. So, anyway, I tried to do the whole distance thing. And I was like, get some bread going and get him, to L.A. And, and it just was a bitch. So, it's like, it was heart tugging. So, I came back and just hit it hard and did a bunch of regional shit and made some more records and just trying to live.
We heard about you from pretty much day one when we moved here.
Bird. Nice. Man, I will send you a link to some of that Oho stuff. Maybe that might be something you dig if you're into like heavier stuff. It's kind of wild. It was out when like System of a Down like hit real hard type stuff. So it's kind of like we wasn't trying to do anything like them. Just so happened that was like that era, and like we were doing like really artsy shit. We had like a guy we had a saxophone player and shit in a metal band.
Yes.
We had a DJ, but it was like when I got him because he played sax. But I was like, it was like that time when like those DJs and metal bands. Yeah. But I was like, no scratching, like no fucking scratching. It's all like I gave him some Halloween records and shit, and just like spooky sounds, like rubbed some shit during the choruses, like big like synthesizer shit. Like so we anyway, it came from that bit. But anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this. Where am I going with this?
We got time for another ad.
Yeah. This episode is also brought to you by Skellington Curiosities. Skellington Curiosities is the only curiosities and oddities shop in Waco, Texas, full of clothing, lingerie, accessories, oddities, and everyday curiosities. A spooky vibe 365. Visit us online at skellingtoncuriosities.com.
Boom. Yeah, check out our website because
it looks so good. You guys revamped it, and I meant to tell you earlier, but it looks so good.
Nice.
So good.
Well, we host a lot of events during the month. Like this event will already have happened by the time this gets out. But we have sipping shops where you can just come and sip on some scissorp and fucking buy some shit. Yeah. And then we have obviously the market. And we have the vampire ball.
And we also have crystals and cocktails every first Saturday of the month,
which is super fun.
Yeah.
If you want to get all bougie,
we have tarot readings every Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
We have too much shit going on.
Y'all do all that here? All of it's here?
All of it here, yep.
What's the crystals and what's that?
Crystals and cocktails.
So if you want to get all bougie, you come here.
Yeah, man.
Quit saying bougie.
Yeah.
It's pretty bougie, dude.
No, let's just get bougie now. Let's just do this.
No, it's after hours, so it's from like 6 to 9 at night, and you come, you get free cocktails and appetizers, and Trisha comes and sets up a bunch of her crystals and jewelry that she makes and
From
stuff. And
Deep Earth
they do
Treasures.
tarot readings and
Word.
just a little hangout shopping night.
Nice,
But
nice,
it's
nice.
fun. It's
Yeah.
every first
Yeah.
Saturday of the month too.
Cool, cool. I'll put the word out.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
fun.
yeah. You could probably come and play acoustic
Yeah,
guitar. wouldn't you?
actually, that'd be kind of cool.
Let
Ooh,
me know. Let me know.
Alright.
I like
Through
that.
Some things.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I like doing things.
Yeah, that'll rock it. All right, well, we're getting towards the midnight hour here.
Yeah, I don't. The only time I see is
Yeah,
right there. But
You got some
Got our
shout outs?
timer.
yes, shout out to Candace and John. We got all of our wedding pictures back, and there were like close to 800 pictures. So we have a lot to go. Like we've already like divvied up, copied and made copies to give to our family
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But like going through and finding which ones that we want to get prints of and things like that. So, and they're just absolutely gorgeous. I'm so happy with them. So shout out to them.
Yay.
She left me a little note, which reminded me to.
She was here earlier.
Yeah, she was here earlier, and I was like, "Oh, sweet girl." But yeah, so that's happy
Shout
about
out.
that. Shout out.
Nice. And I'm working on your wedding video. I'm doing a whole medieval
God,
thing.
work faster.
It's a storybook thing.
Aww,
Nice.
I'm so excited. That's gonna be great.
Yeah, thanks to everybody that signed up for this market, and thanks for T for rolling out today.
Word, man. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
And thanks for my wife for always putting up with me.
Aww.
Oh. I want to give a shout out to Fresh Baked Teas.
Word, Jack,
He's
straight
doing
up.
Sean created the front Frankenstein, but he's printing out special event T-shirts for this month's Skellington Market. It's kind of like a concert shirt, and all the vendors' names are
Yeah,
going to be on the
man.
back.
That's a
and
good idea.
Like, yeah,
That's
it's going to be really
cool.
fun.
Jack's great. I
That's
love
So
that.
shout out to Jack, and everyone come dressed in your costume because we're having a costume contest.
Yeah, with
And
prizes.
With prizes, you could win a basket of stuff from our vendors that's worth like $200.
Woo.
Yeah, so come dressed your best.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. First, second, and third place.
No, so we're doing categories like best men's, best women's, best couple, like that.
Word.
Sweet,
Nice,
sweet,
nice,
sweet,
nice.
sweet.
What about you, man?
All right. Well, I'd like to shout out to my son Zachary Aguilar, and give Satina Gutierrez a shout out. Timmy Garner, Timmy Tom, Petey, give him some love and some shout out. Shout out to you guys for having me here. Much love to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. And yeah, make it out on the market day. What's the market day one more time? The 25th.
25th.
Yeah.
Sunday
Yeah,
the 25th.
25th.
Yeah, I have some art out here, and yeah, this will air prior to that, right? Yeah. So I have some art out. Satino have some art out. But anyway, shout out to Waco, Texas, for creeping up out of this COVID shit and trying to get something going and keep something
Seriously.
going.
Hell yeah. Where can people find you?
Man, Instagram at T3A_Aguilar.com, AGUILAR, not .com, but IG. Twitter, Tea Aguilar, Twitter and Facebook, anywhere, actually, everywhere. Anywhere in social media, wherever you can find music, wherever you can look up weird church
Porn.
creeps. Yeah, it's me in the pew when you find the one and only church porn video.
All right, till next time. We'll see you guys.
Bye.
He's a liar!